There are cars, and then there are apparitions, shapes that seem to have been dreamed before they were drawn. The 1963 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray is one low, fanged, impossibly tense. It crouches on its wheels like a predator that has already made up its mind. 60 years on, its silhouette still stops traffic. Not because it is loud, but because it is certain. A shape so complete, it feels less designed than discovered. To understand the 63, you have to go back to a man who believed cars should look like they were going 100 miles an hour standing still. His name was Bill Mitchell. Mitchell had taken the reins of General Motors' design from the legendary Harley Earl, and he intended to leave his own fingerprints on the American road. His obsession began, of all places, in the deep water off the coast of Florida. On a fishing trip, Mitchell hooked a short-fin mako shark, and something about its lethal geometry burned itself into his imagination. Back in Detroit, that vision became the mako shark concept. Pointed nose, blistered fenders, a body that looked skinned from something alive. It was theater. It was intent. It was the future of Corvette. Around the same time, GM engineers were quietly developing a secret project known internally as the Q Corvette, a lighter, sleeker, rear transaxle sports car meant to challenge the best of Europe. The Q Corvette itself never reached production, but its bones, its ambitions, its bloodline, all of it flowed into what would become the second-generation Corvette, the C2, the Stingray. And no story of that car is complete without the man who made it move, Zora Arkus Duntov. Belgian-born, Russian-raised, an engineer with a racer's heart. Duntov didn't just want the Corvette to look like a sports car, he wanted it to be one. To turn, to stop, to sing at the top of its lungs on a mountain road. Where Mitchell drew the silhouette, Duntov built the soul beneath it. And together, in 1963, they gave America something it had never quite made before. Then there is the detail that every enthusiast whispers about first, the split rear window. A slender spine of body-color fiberglass running down the center of the glass, cleaving the rear view into two narrow panes. It was audacious, it was gorgeous, and it was, quietly, a problem. Mitchell adored it. He believed the split was essential, the finishing stroke on the car's dorsal line, a design signature that tied roof to tail like the seam of a living thing. Duntov hated it. As an engineer, as a driver, he saw only what it stole, rearward visibility, that most practical of virtues. The two men fought over it. Mitchell won, for exactly 1 year. In 1964, the split was gone, replaced by a single, sensible pane of glass. And so, the 1963 Stingray became something rarer than beautiful. It became finite. A single model year, a single controversial line. Lift the hood, and the romance only deepens. Beneath that long, sculpted nose lived the small block 327 cubic inch V8, compact, muscular, endlessly tunable. In its most exotic form, the 327 came fitted with Rochester mechanical fuel injection. Fuelie, they called it. 360 horsepower. A throttle response so crisp, it felt telepathic. But the true revolution wasn't up front, it was underneath. For the first time in an American production car, the Corvette rode on a fully independent rear suspension. Transverse leaf spring. Half shafts as control arms. A design elegant enough to survive, in one form or another, all the way to the end of the front-engine Corvette era. It meant the Stingray could do what American cars were not supposed to do. It could carve, it could dance, it could keep faith with the road through a fast, unfamiliar corner. To drive one today is to time travel through the fingertips. You slide low into a cockpit that hugs like a leather glove. The steering wheel is enormous, thin-rimmed, close to your chest. The shifter stands upright between the seat. Turn the key, and the 327 wakes with a bark that settles into a hard, metallic idle. An engine that does not hum. It breathes. Clutch in. First gear. Ease out onto an empty stretch of blacktop. The nose lifts just slightly, and the world narrows to the two humps of the fenders rising in front of you. Wind noise fills the cabin. The tires talk through the chassis. Every seam in the road, every crown, every camber change, the Stingray tells you about it, in a language older than power steering. Push it into a bend, and the independent rear finally makes sense. The car sets, holds, and rotates with a poise that feels almost European. But the soundtrack, unmistakably, is American thunder. For a moment, you understand exactly what Mitchell and Duntov were arguing about. Because they were both right. It did not take long for the world to notice. The Stingray became a fixture on American streets, on album covers, in showrooms, in fantasies. Hollywood loved it. It appeared in films and television, driven by heroes and villains alike. Its silhouette instantly readable even in a half-second cut. Route 66, the television series, put a Corvette at the center of the American road myth. The Stingray inherited that myth and refined it. Today, a well-kept 1963 split-window coupe is not merely a car, it is a blue-chip asset. Concours examples routinely cross auction blocks at hundreds of thousands of dollars, the rarest fuel-injected cars pushing far higher. But ask any collector why they really wanted one, and the answer is never about the money. It is about the window, the line, the moment. Because the 63 Stingray belongs to a vanishing category of objects, things made by people who were willing to argue, to compromise, to lose sleep over a piece of glass. It is a car that reminds us design is not decoration. It is conviction, rendered in steel and fiberglass and light. 60 years later, the road has changed. The cars have changed. We have changed. But park a 1963 Corvette Stingray at the end of a long driveway, at the blue hour, and something in us still leans forward, still dreams of the ignition turning, still hears, somewhere in memory, the bark of a 327 waking. Some machines carry their era with them. The 63 Stingray carries something more. It carries the moment America looked at a shark and decided to build one.